Welcome to V.Orlandi. V.Orlandi started in Brescia in the northeast of Italy in 1859, and after more than 150 years has a well-established worldwide presence. V.Orlandi is the only Italian company designing and manufacturing towing systems from 3.5 to 500 tons towing capacity, suitable for OEMs, military, mining, automotive, and agricultural users. The V.Orlandi product range includes manual and automatic drawbar couplings, pintle hooks, a full range of drawbar eyes, tow bars, 2-inch and 3.5-inch fifth wheels, mounting plates, fifth wheel sliders, ball races, landing gears, and kingpins. V.Orlandi is certified to ISO 9001 and ISO TS. V.Orlandi manufactures drawbar couplings according to national and international standards. German 40 mm DIN standard, Italian 45 mm Cuna standard, worldwide 50 mm ISO standard, French 50 mm BNA standard, Swedish 57 mm standard, V.Orlandi 70 mm heavy-duty standard, worldwide 76 mm NATO standard. Drawbar couplings can be divided into 4 main categories: pin couplings, pintle hooks, ball hitches, and special purpose. Pin couplings are those drawbar couplings with a certain diameter pin, a bell mouth, and an automatically closing and locking pin on the towing vehicle. The diameter of the pin follows national and international standards, such as ISO, DIN, Cuna, and BNA standards. Let's see an ISO standard coupling. The E50 is a rigid 50 mm automatic drawbar coupling. Automatic means that the operator has to open it manually, but during the coupling operation, the tow pin will close automatically. The 2 rubber buffers encapsulating into the rear flanges allow the drawbar coupling to absorb the shocks when driving. The 2 rubbers also maintain the tightening torque of the rear nut. This type of coupling is also called rigid, as the downwards and upwards articulation of the drawbar eye, up to 20 degrees, is made possible by the barrel shape of the towing pin. This type of coupling can articulate horizontally up to 105 degrees on both sides. Not everyone knows that all our E50's drawbar couplings can be opened at any angle. Let's see a Cuna coupling. The EH50 is a pivoting 50 mm automatic drawbar coupling. Automatic means that the operator has to open it manually, but during the coupling operation, the tow pin will close automatically. The 2 rear rubber buffers allow the drawbar coupling to absorb the shocks when driving, and also maintain the tightening torque of the rear nut. The 3rd front rubber helps to keep the bell mouth in a straight position when the coupling is disconnected. This type of coupling is called pivoting, as the downwards and upwards articulation of the drawbar eye, up to 30 degrees, is made possible by the articulation pin. This type of coupling can articulate horizontally up to 95 degrees on both sides, thanks also to the 2 rear big rubber buffers that guarantee an extra 15 degrees of articulation. Thanks to their high articulation, these types of coupling are recommended for off-road applications. Let's see a BNA coupling. The MV50 is a rigid flanged automatic drawbar coupling. Once the operator has released the mechanical safety device, he just needs to push upwards the flap and the coupling will be opened. During the coupling operation, the tow pin will close automatically. The hydraulic piston rod allows the MV50 drawbar coupling to absorb the shocks when driving. This type of coupling is called rigid, as the downwards and upwards articulation of the drawbar eye, up to 22 degrees, is made possible by the ring shape of the toroidal BNA 68mm drawbar eye. This type of coupling can articulate horizontally up to 91 degrees on both sides. The V.Orlandi MV50 can be mounted on any crossmember with 160 by 100 hole pattern. Let's see a NATO pintle hook. The UN90 is a rigid 76mm automatic pintle hook. The UN90 is a dual-use coupling, as it can be used for military purposes as well as for civil ones. After releasing the mechanical safety device, the operator has to open it manually. During the coupling operation, the hook will help the operator to close the hitch properly. The two rubber buffers encapsulated into the rear flanges allow the drawbar coupling to absorb the shocks when driving. The two rubbers also maintain the tightening torque of the rear nut. This pintle hook allows the NATO drawbar eyes to articulate downwards and upwards up to 62 degrees. Horizontally, this pintle hook can reach up to 90 degrees on both sides. The articulation guaranteed by our UN90 series is the highest in the market. Let's see a ball hitch coupling. The GS900 is a special-purpose manual ball hitch drawbar coupling. Manual means that the operator has to open and close it manually, as this type of coupling is normally used where the operators seldom disconnect the combination. The dedicated drawbar eye can reach up to 22 degrees downwards and upwards. Horizontally, the drawbar eye reaches up to 90 degrees on both sides. The bronze bush pressed inside the drawbar eye is a sacrificial component, so it has to be replaced periodically. However, the operator before replacement time can adjust the play between the ball hitch and the drawbar eye using the top adjustment screw. The adjustment will increase the life of the bronze bush itself. The GS900 was designed specifically for car transporter trucks and trailers. Let's see a special-purpose coupling. The EH524 is a special pivoting 50mm automatic drawbar coupling. Automatic means that the operator has to open it manually, but during the coupling operation, the toe pin will close automatically. The two rubber buffers encapsulated into the rear flanges allow the drawback coupling to absorb the shocks when driving. The two rubbers also maintain the tightening torque of the rear nut. This type of coupling is called special pivoting, as it can reach up to 47 degrees upwards. The EH524 can articulate horizontally up to 80 degrees on both sides. The two gas struts keep the bell mouth in the straight position when the coupling is disconnected. The EH524 was specifically designed for Australian tip-over axle trailers. V.Orlandi manufactures three types of coupling mechanism. The pin release mechanism is the most common system in the automotive market. The lifting green lever lifts the toe red pin upwards and compresses the top cone spring. The toe pin is kept in the open position by the lifting lever's machined step. During connection, the toe pin will lift up to a point where it will be forced to exit mechanically from the step. The compressed top cone spring will also help the toe pin to stay in the open position. The same scenario will happen when disconnecting. The pivoting release mechanism is a brand new V.Orlandi patented system. The lifting green lever lifts the toe red and gray pin upwards and compresses the top cone spring. The toe pin is kept in the open position by the lifting lever's machined step. During connection, the toe pin will lift up to a point where it will be forced to exit mechanically from the step. The compressed top cone spring will also help the toe pin to stay in the open position. When disconnecting, the toe pin will remain in the open position so the operator and the coupling will be ready for the next connection. The lever release mechanism is the most common system in the agricultural market. The lifting green lever lifts the toe red pin upwards, while the finger blue lever moves forward. The toe pin is kept in the open position by the blue finger lever. During connection, the drawbar eye will push the finger lever backward, releasing the towing pin, which will drop down into the closed position. When disconnecting, the toe pin will remain in the open position as the finger lever will keep it locked. The operator and the coupling will be ready to reconnect. This type of coupling can be used with different types of drawbar eye in terms of diameter and thickness. V.Orlandi's product range includes manual, automatic, rigid, and pivoting pin couplings to suit different drawbar eye diameters, such as 40 mm, 45 mm, 50 mm, 57 mm, 68 mm, and 70 mm. The V.Orlandi product range includes a full range of pintle hooks, ball hitches, and special-purpose drawbar couplings made for dedicated applications. Thanks to the complete product range and the well-established sales and support network, V.Orlandi is able to satisfy the specific requirements of any application in the world, such as steering axle trailers, central axle trailers, tank trailers, car transporter trailers, heavy-duty haulage trailers, Australian road trains, tip-over axle trailers, dual-use trailers, vans and light-duty trailers, airport trolley carriers, agricultural trailers. For further information, please visit our website, www.orlandi.it. We thank you very much for your kind attention.